right, all right.
We are a bit on high alert as there was an attempted kidnapping of myself and possibly other individuals or other government entities the last 3 days. But, it just kind of comes with the job.
Got it. Yeah, I saw the whole announcement and everything.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Let me,
You're referring to the enemy of the state business?
Yeah. Looks like a busy day.
So,
culmination of a busy couple months.
I'm, Springfield, are you able to hear from over there, or should we come closer?
I can hear.
Okay, fantastic. So, Anna, tell us a little bit about yourself. And,
Well, I moved to the East Coast a while back. I was a cop there for a bit. Moved back here just to kind of help out family, and I've just been living here for months. I haven't really done anything in particular.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. And why the interest in SASM?
Just my cousin. She called me, and she told me that they needed help, and she didn't really feel that she would be the right person to transfer, so she contacted me and asked if I would be looking for a job. I said, yeah, because why not? I haven't been in it for a bit, but I'm open to it.
This department has a very strong has a very high standard when it comes to expectations. There are things that local law enforcement may get away with, particularly because they have a different problem set than we do. Specifically, they have to respond to calls very often, and they have a requirement to have a certain number of officers to deal with the various calls that come in, bank robberies, break-ins, etc., etc. And because of the way that the chief or the sheriff kind of rotate, things tend to be a bit unstable. But in saying that, it often leads to lack of accountability. That is,
right.
Accountability is a very, very important thing when it comes to SASM. And to me, accountability primarily comes with transparency. What that means is you do something wrong, right, and you're asked about it. Even before we asked about it, you've already made a report about something that someone may have accused you of. Not for any other reason other than it allows us to have insight, make the proper decisions to ensure that you are not only protected, but in the event there is some level of wrongdoing, we can handle it in a way that is, it maintains the department's credibility while prevents things turning into like telephone, right?
Correct, yeah.
We deal with state level investigations, which we have plenty of, which primarily where the need for more individuals come from. But also we are responsible for investigating wrongdoings by government entities. And if the people cannot trust us, or there is a integrity issue with individuals within the department, well, who the hell is going to want to trust us to look over the people that they put in position of power? Right. The next, there is a lot of report writing, right? There's a lot of expectation that documents that are published within SASM remain within SASM. Now, we do cross-departmental investigations, right, with clearance levels and whatnot. But in terms of what we are producing and the things that we have to hold close to our chest, there are things that we ensure do not get out there. And sometimes that might mean, sorry, 1 second. You doing Mayor Danger?
I'm just checking on my favorite director. How you doing?
Favorite director. All right,
the Marshals have been.
Come up to the observatory.
All right. Bye-bye.
And sometimes that means putting those government entities in their place, right? And what I mean by that is they cross the line or they're doing potentially wrongdoing. We need to ensure that we remind them. Now, Do any of these things concern you?
No, not at all. If
Okay.
anything, I've been concerned about the opposite. I feel like there's a lot of clear, I guess, negligence, lack of care. So I'd like to help with that.
Okay. How is your how much time have you spent in the police force, roughly? How many years?
I would say probably about 2 years.
Okay. Would you say you're comfortable behind the wheel of a car?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. What about knowing when and when not to shoot?
100%.
Okay. Well, these are not things that we often, it does not take up most of our time. When one of us, Marshals, is in distress, government entity is in distress, some state actor is pulling some shit, it's like the fire alarm, right?
Right.
Energy up. You might be tired, energy up. Focused in. Who's taking point? Because there will be times very soon where we need to operate more as a unit for operations using equipment that most have not seen or been entrusted with. So once
Can
again,
do.
okay. Tennessee versus Gardner. What is that to you?
I believe that's a deadly force.
Okay. And in the event there was someone leaving a grocery store that's been alerted that there's a dead body inside, but the individual running out has no firearm present. You can't see it. Can you shoot them?
Unsure on that one.
Okay. Okay.
I
Answer.
believe the case was to determine it, but I'm not sure exactly in what cases you can. I believe it was a definitive no unless you're absolutely sure the person has the weapon on them, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, they need to pose a imminent threat. So
Right.
weapon on them, imminent threat. They can turn around and shoot you. They're lunging at someone with a knife, right? Norman, you want to throw a curveball question?
You able to detain that individual that's running out of the store?
I believe so, because then reasonable suspicion, probable cause, all that kind of stuff is separate from whether or not you can shoot them.
Okay.
Area of a crime you can detain and frisk.
Yeah.
Terry v. Ohio.
Terry v. Ohio, the Terry Frisk.
Okay. Okay, good. Springfield?
I have other related questions, not job knowledge questions.
Please go right ahead.
Just generally, what have you been doing to earn a living in the city so far?
Generally, I've been helping family. I have a sick mother, and I have been living off of state funds to take care of her. So I haven't had any other employment at the time.
Yeah, I see you've already earned pretty close to $24,000 from Los Santos County paychecks from the last month.
Have I?
But I noticed you don't have any vehicles registered in your name.
No.
Well, that's kind of strange. So why are you buying so much fuel?
I have not bought any fuel.
That might be your sister.
Are you thinking of my
Let me
cousin?
see.
Was the name on that Anna or Maya?
Let me see if the paperwork's lining up.
All right.
You might have grabbed the wrong peanuts there.
Would it be
I did.
would it be accurate to say that most of your work has been done in a different state, overseas?
Correct.
So you're familiar with
I see.
the generalities of San Andreas legislation or law.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. One thing that even myself, someone who spends a lot of time looking over various pieces of legislation and whatnot in order to conduct my job. I don't know everything. Springfield
Right.
doesn't know everything. Norman doesn't know everything. Why, there's quite a lot of it. And what that
There's too
means,
much.
there is way too much. Absolutely. In fact, very often the mayors seemingly, I sometimes I feel like they write legislation just to make it look like they're doing their job. But with that being said, oftentimes we have to do a lot of research,
Right.
right? Start with the Constitution, start with basic charges in order to get to where we need to be. However, and this is something that I have been drilling into our recruits and our rookies, is that we do not run a department that infers guilt off the bat unless we can articulate it and there's a pattern for it. What that means is, and I'll draw an example since it's kind of already Ripbozo, if I'm going to be honest. Let's say there was a fruit stand, and that fruit stand was making, I don't know, $50,000 a week. But I happen to not ever see that fruit stand around, but I've only been around, I only go around like 6 hours a day on duty. I would not call in that fruit stand owner and just presume guilt, right?
Right.
That's not really our job. It's not to find, while it is to uncover criminality, it is not to impose criminality, right?
Of course, the way I was taught was I should come up with a hypothesis and then try to disprove my own hypothesis. And that's how I've always approached it.
Very good. Absolutely the way to do it, you know? That's a key difference between how we must operate versus the operation of local law, right? They're given
Right.
sort of a, you know, they go and respond to pings effectively, right? Where the premise of RS and PC may be predetermined upon, like, as they arrive. And as such, there's almost a ingrained nature of assuming guilt right off the bat, and understandably, right? People are holding up a hostage, or someone's driving away from, you know, in a boost that's got a tracker on it. But for
Right.
us, we come from a different angle. There'll be times where we might pull stuff out of a report, but ours come through interactions and actual civilians and others putting in complaints. It's you know, we're here to protect the city. If we consider everyone in the city a criminal, well, there ain't no real point to do this work anyways. So
A lot of that presumed guilt comes from kind of their nature of responding to more exigent, imminent occurrences. We sit back and observe most times, right? We observe, listen, and kind of let the conclusion draw out based on information gathering and patience, more than anything else.
I
okay.
apologize. I have to urgently leave for a
Abs-
while.
Absolutely. No worries,
Director?
Springfield. Thank you. All right.
It's a better way of kind of summing up there for you, Brian, or
Yeah, no, that is a fantastic way to do it. Okay. Look, I'm have you put in a application?
No, not officially.
Okay.
I wanted to just have a talk first and, see
Absolutely.
what the needs are.
Our needs are plentiful, both in terms of like caseloads, but a big part of what I am searching for are individuals that are prepared to become leaders, and individuals that full marshals. They are. I want them to be able to take on cases, ones that they either build themselves or ones that they take on, and be able to be self-sufficient, be able to solve problems themselves. Obviously, that doesn't mean you can't give us a phone call when needed, but if I'm busy, you have a understanding and Rolodex of, hey, Norman's the legal guy. Let me ask him that question.
Right.
Oh, McNulty knows his way around the city. Let me go chat with him, right? And and that is what our training program is. To make you a good on the field, extremely good when it comes to investigations, someone that people in the city will want to naturally speak to you on and come to you when they have problems, because we're the last line of defense between freedom and the lack thereof, right?
Right.
And with that being said, you it must be prepared to be developed in, I don't want to say our vision, but in the vision of what the state has mandated upon us. And sometimes you may disagree with our approaches, and we want pushback. When an order is given, you're to follow through. Would those be problems?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Well, what shift and roughly what time shift and time commitment would we be looking at roughly?
This would vary depending on the day.
Mm-hmm.
I would say on Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I'd be shift 2. Any other day, I could do 1 or 3. And between those two, it would just be a matter of what you feel you need more.
Okay. Very good. We'd probably have you shadowing some particular marshals. Different marshals are under different levels of training. For example, Norman here is, I mean, listen, he can, if you have a legal question, this is the guy, right? I mean, the guy's got his signature on the damn Constitution, right? Also a war hero, mind you. But, you know.
But don't come to me with field questions.
Yeah.
There are marshals who are far more, talented in that respect.
Yes.
Understood.
But at the same time, we're investing in him to get his field training up. We have others. We have a new rookie named Coyote. He's got not too much experience in the courtroom, but he's very intelligent when it comes to coming up with a blueprint. But he is yet to know how to make that blueprint into an arrestable offense, right? Everyone is going to be worked one way or another. Everyone will be pushed. And the expectation is do not break. And if you are breaking, communicate, right?
Right.
We're not one for telephones and back talking and bullshit drama, because that's when I send you off to LSPD or BCSO.
Yeah, of course.
Well, all right. Easy. Okay. Well, I want to open the door for any questions for us.
I think I don't have too many questions. My main thing is that I'm good with technology. Spreadsheets, writing, going through systems, anything like that. If you have any need for automation or anything related to that, I can help with that.
Are you good with CRMs?
Yep. Which do you use?
Because right now I am holding 20 different things on my shoulders. I've been working with Sean Duncan, who is also good with CRMs, to figure out which one to utilize. We've leaned on ClickUp primarily for its work boards and its task management. For example, you may
should
have
use Trello.
Does that have whiteboards?
You need whiteboard.
And documentation keeping?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, unironically, go look into Airtable.
Okay.
It looks like a database. It looks like a spreadsheet, but that depends on the view you use. You can take every single record and you can put it into a Kanban view. You can take it and break it down into more of a more visual approach or something more text-based. We can figure this out, but
okay.
I can absolutely build something for you.
Okay. Interesting. That already would pay dividends. That is transparently our biggest challenge right now, with the sheer volume of things that need to be done and a lot of folks looking for things that need to be executed on. People's ADHD will take over, and which is why I get most of the calls. So sending them off to where is this, what's going on with this comes really important. Cuts down 20-minute conversations into 5, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'll give you a quick example. If you have a spreadsheet that has a list of people on it, right? And in one of those cells, one of those columns, it has what gang they're in. Instead of something like Excel where you could click on that cell and just see the name of the gang, and that's it, you could take an entire record for that gang and embed it into that cell. And then you could go to another sheet and turn it on its side and have each row now be by gang. And then in that cell, in that column for people, you could look at the members, and each member would have their own record. So it was a proper database, which I think is what you need.
But then what about when it comes to task management?
Same thing. You can do Kanban boards on the same system.
Can you do master Kanban board, like a master investigation, which then has, you know what? We can always review that and see
can
if
make
it
you
fits
mock up.
the needs. Okay. All right. Okay. I will send me a business email. I'll give you access to the mock-up that we did in ClickUp. And ClickUp unfortunately has, I think, too much for most people to see. Like when they look at it, they can be very overwhelming. And so, but when you take a look at it, I think you'll have an idea of what I'm kind of envisioned. Okay. Any other questions?
Where do I apply?
On sasm.work.
Got it. All right. I can do that.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. All right. Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by. Let me go ahead and you have my number. Norman, do you want to give her your number as well?
I can pass you mine as well.
Here, I'll put myself on the lemon list for you.
Easier. I'll leave you a text my name.
Thank you. All right. I'll go sit and work on this. I'll put in an application and I'll get this all going.
All right. Fantastic. Pleasure to meet you. Okay. I'm sure some are going to look at this as over recruitment, but we have a long fucking journey ahead.
And a lot to do.
Yeah.
And I have an update for you.
Yep. Okay.
The LSPD concealing of evidence matter.